Hey guys, I hope you can hear us because we're going live for the first time in person. Oh my God, we're here. Hi everyone. Guys, this is Claudia. Welcome to the show. I feel like Conan O'Brien, but
welcome to my trailer park.
Right anymore. It is super cute. I really love this place.
Yeah.
I almost wish that it was dark so we could see the lights that are hung up.
I know.
I look ridiculous. Look at my hair. Sorry guys, this is fun. I don't even know who's watching at this point.
Trailer park chic.
Fuck it. So welcome. How have you been doing?
I'm good.
Good. Cheers,
man. Cheers.
So we have a few other people here at the house.
We have an audience.
I have an in-studio audience of two of my favorite ladies that I've already interviewed before. They might make an appearance later. Who knows? They're now eating pizza off to the side because they're like, we're not on camera. So, pandemic.
Yeah.
Almost over.
Kinda.
I mean, we're like 2/3 of the way there, I think.
Get vaxxed.
Get vaxxed. Get your fucking shots. Wear your goddamn masks. Wash your hands. Please. Let's get out of here. Where's the first place that you want to travel to when this is all said and done?
Well, I think ultimately, Hawaii comes up first for me. It's just one of the most peaceful places that I've ever been, and I love to visit. I always try to figure out a way to stay there. Like, how can I live here?
Mm-hmm.
But I have Spain. I have Barcelona on my hopper right now that I'm keeping track of flights.
I've never been to Spain. I've always wanted to go,
and I'm dying to go.
Now,
yeah.
do you speak Spanish? Are you fluent?
I'm not fluent. No, embarrassingly not fluent.
I remember enough from high school Spanish to order drinks, food, in a hotel with a grande cama, which is a big bed, which is not the combination that you're supposed to know in high school, especially living within less than a day's drive to Tijuana. Some of our girls in high school learned very quickly. What about Barcelona specifically?
I don't know. I think I'm always food motivated when I'm thinking about traveling, and so I want to eat the food there. I mean, obviously the landscape is gorgeous, but it's ultimately just to dig into different cuisine.
I mean, if I could just set up shop at a tapas place for like 19 hours out of the day, I'd be totally fine with that. Yeah, I think
I wish you guys could see Peanut Gallery just chomping on pizza,
listening to us talk about our love for food while they're like, this is delicious.
You look like a freaking movie star with those.
She does. Yeah, we're pulling Moo Chic right now, and it's like, I'm jealous I didn't bring mine down. So we could have. Had I known, I would have coordinated.
Easy pack.
It is. That's why I love dresses in the summertime. I'm like, shorts for the thigh chaff and just a muumuu or a dress.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Now, have you been to Europe a lot?
No, I have never been to Europe. Yeah.
Oh, I want to take you to Europe now.
I'm
not take you because I'm broke, but go with tour guide for you.
But I'm also dying to go to Asia as well. Like, Vietnam has been on my list again for food reasons. Like, it is on my list. I
just want to know how awful all of the pad thai I've been eating my entire life is compared to the actual pad thai.
Yeah. I mean, the street vendors, like on Bourdain show, like when he goes to visit. I mean, oh my God, I'm dying to go.
Yeah, that scene in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh yeah.
When they're just like at the street fair and just like they have like a table full of food. I was just like salivating.
He is so good at shooting food. Like, also in the Heights. I mean, just the food, how it's shot, it's beautiful, and you're like, ah.
When they went into the kitchen, to Abuela's kitchen, and what was the dish? The pork?
The birria that they were cooking, or I don't know.
It was shredded meat with like olives or something.
Yeah.
I turned to my mom and I was like, I can smell that.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what that is, and I'm like, my mouth is watering. I'm vegan. I can't even eat meat, but I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
My mouth just orgasmed. It's fine. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
I went to Rome for like 5 days on my own.
Oh.
Took myself on the Robert Langdon self-guided tour.
Oh my God.
listening to Rat Pack the whole time, and I ate like literally. Until you go to Italy, it sounds so bougie. I'm so sorry, but until you go to Italy and have the olive oil in Italy, like you don't know what olive oil tastes like. Because the stuff that we get is like watered down and like mixed with canola oil, and like you go there and it tastes just like tears from God.
Oh my gosh.
It's so I'm dying to go. We were talking earlier, and I'm like, I just want to go back and just like if I'm there for a month, I would eat at 3 restaurants and be completely satisfied with my life.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Find some nonna to take care of me and like teach me how to make like homemade pasta.
Totally.
Oh my God. I mean, to be fair, that's one of my favorite things to do whenever I travel is find somebody who cooks like authentic cuisine and be like, can you teach me?
Yeah.
Like
smart.
Like how do you make those things?
Yeah.
Show me.
Oh, no.
Or I'll just stare at like street people for like forever, like the street carts, just be like, what is that?
Right.
And then I'm gonna go home and bastardize it with my like I think this is what they did.
Food.
So good.
God.
What's your favorite place that you've traveled to in the US for food?
I mean, Seattle's a great place to eat.
Yes, it is.
Seattle's got a lot of, seafood, but there's also, just a ton of different influences up there, and it's just so fresh. But then I get nostalgic for Texas.
So much.
This very specific fake Tex-Mex, like you can't really find that out here,
No.
Oh,
don't tell Shannon that.
I've been to a few places I've tried, and it's just not the same,
No.
Yeah.
I went to one place in, I want to say Montana, where it was like a Texan transplant, like moved up there.
Oh, yeah.
And he like, it was the most authentic Tex-Mex I've ever had outside of Texas. And I was like, does anybody appreciate this in your town? And he goes, no.
Oh,
I'm like, you are wasted here, sir. Wasted. He's like, well, I used to run a 5-star restaurant in Austin. I'm like, of course you did. Fine. Enjoy your ranch life. That's something I've always wanted to do, though, is work on a ranch. Is that weird?
No, I mean, if I had my brothers, I'd be on a farm, like with all the animals, like I would love, like, I was just watching, like, I think it's Vogue magazine that goes and like follows celebrities where they live or whatever, and police, they just watch her. She has a working farm. She lives on, my milkshake brings all the, she lives on a working farm.
So it's an organic milkshake that brings the boys together.
Yes. She gets a straight
Bessie comes on it.
But it's kind of crazy. I was like, who is this person? But to me, that would be great.
What's your favorite barnyard animal?
Barnyard, goats. I like the goats. Fainting goats in particular are my favorites.
I could definitely see you doing goat yoga.
I've never tried it, but yeah.
There's a place like 20 miles from here.
I'm sure.
Just up the hills.
Sure.
You can find anything in LA.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite things about LA.
Yeah.
We're in LA, by the way, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. I'm in LA, hanging out, visiting people, my friends. But yeah. You. Oh, Brian, I don't know. This is a magical concoction that Claudia has made me. It's tequila and...
It's like tequila and passion fruit guava sort of orange
delicious
mix. Yeah.
Deliciousness. And you're drinking
This is water.
Yeah.
But I've had 2 drinks before this.
I got here late. They were having a pool party, and I had a training session that was last minute. And then I got here sweating like a whore in a Baptist church. I literally got in, and I was like, she's like, do you want to hang out? Do you want to drink? I'm like, I need to go fix my face. And like ran into the house, like
okay. Said
said hi to the girls. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be gone for like 5 minutes and just like slather on some makeup. Sorry, guys. It's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's my sacrifice for you. Yeah, that took a warm one. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Snap. Yes, Snap in-person show. So I misspoke. This is not my first in-person show.
Oh.
This is my first in-person long-length show, but I did interview Alex Marzonia in person while I lived with him, and it was right before I realized this, like yesterday, I think. And it was right before one of his like live concerts. So we were like setting up, and like Christian Rubacabla was in our apartment, like setting up lights and like sound systems. And
Nice.
I was like, you have 45 minutes, right? Like, we can sit on the couch while like they're working and finishing things up. He's like, totally. So
Oh,
it's my
fun.
first like actual full length. Like,
Right.
don't have to leave because in 5 minutes he's going to be singing live.
right.
We're also in a way better setting. Like, we're not in some like,
I mean, I
sad
can't
apartment.
take credit. I mean,
no, fuck it,
it's not
take credit. They
mine.
don't know.
You know, we're just squatting.
It's borrowed.
Okay, we just walked into somebody's house.
The gate was unlocked and
Oh,
no
that's
one's
cute.
home. Like, we're not going to break anything. It's fine. We'll leave a note and some money and some booze. It's fine. Have you ever done that? Have you ever, bless you.
Bless you.
Did you ever, as a kid, like, use somebody's pool in the middle of the night?
No.
Were you a good kid?
Yeah, I fancied myself a rebel, and I never did anything. Like, I was just too scared, and I didn't have like the I didn't have the wherewithal to like seek out to be bad. Like, I didn't really have a whole lot of friends, you know, really hang out with anybody, and it was just like, I don't know, my parents scared me. No, the wrath of God, you know.
Oh, yeah, they'll put the
Bottle
fear of
belt.
God into you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. I apologize. Do you have any, like, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 7, so there's 5 girls
Holy
and 2 boys.
Are there any multiples in there?
Nope.
That was, oh, your mom was pregnant for like 6.5 years?
Yeah,
Oh,
basically every 2 years. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
like clockwork.
Yeah.
Was your dad in the military?
Nope.
That's what happened
No.
with my aunt and uncle.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my uncle's in the Navy for 25 years, and you could tell when he was home from tour because 2 months later, we got the pregnancy announcement from Aunt Adrian.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Nope. They just didn't believe in birth control. That's it.
Well, you know, God wants you to get pregnant.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Chris,
But I love them all.
any chance of recording an in-person match while you're in LA? No, unfortunately, I am here to support an in-person match that is being recorded. You don't have to answer that. No, sadly, I would love to. I miss taping in the studio. I miss that energy, that feel.
Yeah.
Once it becomes mainstream and we're doing it all the time, yes, I will be participating in that. But as of right now, no, Chris. I feel like this is some Monster Vision episode. Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about like where to hold it because I was like, I'm going to be down in LA. I want to do this in person because this will be so much fun. And she's like, well, my friend has this place. And she like sent me a picture and I was like, are we going to Palm Springs? Like, what is this? There's like ferns and lights and pendants. Like, it's so great. No, but sadly.
Trailer in the valley.
Mm-hmm. Like you do.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is. It's like a hidden paradise.
Yeah.
It's so nice out here right now too.
It's really nice. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was. I was worried. I was hoping it wasn't going to be baking at this point because then we would have had to come inside.
Yeah.
It's not as cute.
No.
It's cute, but
I mean, it's a better angle for me, but you know, we're just like, oh, beluga whale. That's fine. Hey, Baby Beluga had a song about it. Okay, like, and we all know Baby Beluga. Thanks, Chris. But yeah, okay. So let's just pull the Band-Aid off of Schmodown real quick. Tell us how you got into it.
Well, I've known Christian and Mark for a long time. Like when they first started doing their YouTube reviews, just like right when they started. So I've just kind of been, supportive friends of theirs throughout the years. And a few years ago, Christian asked if I wanted to compete, and I said sure. And I was going to. This was a couple of years ago, but then my aunt died, and so I had to like bow out, and then it just didn't happen again until the next year.
Yeah.
And then so I had the one match, and then it shut down.
It was all
Like,
your
it was
fault.
the weirdest. Like it literally probably like the last thing I did before we went into quarantine.
That's right. That was the last taping day we had. That's right.
And
Had we known?
Yeah.
Had we known that was the last day?
I
I think we would have like
savored it a little more or something. Or
I think we would have spent a lot more money at Barney's.
well, I was also sick that day too. I had this crazy ear infection that was so weird. But yeah, a lot of weird things. That was just a weird time.
Yeah, it was a weird lead up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awkward.
Yeah.
It was like teenage years. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So
Now, have you always been into movies?
oh yeah.
Sorry.
It's coming alive. Plants are alive. Yeah. My dad is my parents are like cinephiles. They love movies. Oh, I mean, they're still to this day. They're at like every opening night for all the new movies every weekend. You know, like they love it.
So they're super stoked about AMC A-List being back into like
They're so that is their thing. Oh, for sure. But because of that, and my dad has actually always been like one of those weirdos that like likes the trivia of stuff. Like, James Earl Jones had a speech impediment, and that's why he has the speaking voice he has today. You know,
because
like
you had to go into
like
public
that.
speaking, and then
Yeah. You know, so he was always into it, and so yeah, I don't know, just my whole family is like that. My whole family is into it. Well, almost all. I mean, most of the arts, like theater and movies and dance and all of it. So.
Yeah, my dad was huge, like he was instrumental in like my cinematic upbringing. And like we would, whenever like my parents got divorced when I was 13, so like when we had like dad's weekend, we would always go to a movie and like, but it was never like, oh, dad's just wasting time in the movie. Like that was our thing. Like, we loved going to movies. Like we would show up like an hour and a half early to a movie and like go next door and get Jamba Juice and like sit outside and do like the name game with actors of like if I said Christopher Walken, you had to start the next name with a W. But if you said like Walter Matthau, whatever. But if you got to like a double name, it would reverse the order. So people would just fuck with your siblings so much. It was great.
I'm having a little heartburn right now. I'm so sorry. I was about to speak and then I went, oh good. No.
Have you seen my show? This is not professional.
No, my dad used to do this thing. I was just home visiting with some friends of mine, and my friend Steven worked at Blockbuster, and he remembers my father would come in and just check out like massive amounts of movies, like twice a week at least. Like he was like, we would just go way over the limit, and then he would take it home, and then he would burn them. The thing you were not supposed to do. And so we had all of these movies.
My older sister, her first job was at the new AMC opening near us, and then I followed in her footsteps. But looking back, I should have gone Blockbuster earlier, because then we could have gotten like the new movies from her for free, and then I could have brought home all of the VHS and DVDs that I could carry, because I would just stay up all night and like watch them and bring them back.
That's like one of my favorite memories is having the chicken pox, because I was the oldest of all of these children. I get the chicken pox. I go into the guest bedroom. I've got to be there for a week, and my dad just like got all these movies for me. And so like still to this day, I'm like, it's one of my favorite things is just to like pull away, turn off the lights, and just watch movies by myself. Like.
That's such a great. What's your favorite memory? Being sick.
When I had the chicken pox.
And I couldn't see my family, and they would just drop movies off at the door and then run away.
That's what I loved.
What's your favorite childhood movie?
Oh gosh, Annie.
Oh, interesting.
But we also had like other weird ones too. So we watched Secret Life of Walter Mitty all the time, the Danny Kaye version, all the time.
Did you have a crush on Danny Kaye like I did?
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry, Clee's off to the side, like giggling at us. Are you laughing at us or Twitter? Because I'm just gonna think. Okay, great.
I had such a crush on Danny Kaye, and then I remember the place where I met Christian and them at Acme Comedy Theater. I was doing a show there, and Greg Proops was doing the show with me or whatever, and he starts telling me and I was like brand new out here.
Yeah,
just starts telling me about all the awful things to Danny Kaye.
Nope.
And I was like, come on, man.
Nope.
He beat his wife. He's an alcoholic. I was like, I don't know. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, so was Bob Hope. It's fine. Wait, was it Bob Hope or was it?
They all had a little.
I mean, everything was acceptable back then.
Yeah.
No, what's your favorite Danny Kaye movie, though?
It might be that, or it might be Hans Christian Andersen, also, because, like they had the whole ballet sequence in there, and I love that so much.
Mine is 100% The Court Jester.
Really?
I'm sorry, Angela Lansbury as a sassy princess who has a witch for like a nursemaid. Sorry, there's a bug flying around my head. I love that movie so much. Like I had The Pellet with the Poison, The Vessel with the Pestle, The Child from the Palace of the Breed That Is True memorized by the time I was like 6.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I love that movie so much.
Hilarious.
It's so good. It's one of those things that's like, people are like, oh, like musicals are so cheesy. I'm like, yes, but have you seen my favorite? And in my opinion, the best one. We're going to watch it now.
Yeah.
And then everybody loves it. They're like, how did I not know this? I'm like, because it was made before you liked movies. Like,
right.
Like nobody goes back and like discovers their favorite movie made like 25 to 60 years before they were born. It's always like, oh, what came out when I was 12?
Yeah, exactly.
But you're big in musicals.
Yeah.
Because you let down stuff.
Not so much anymore.
Hey, we just changed the format of dancing to assimilate to the broken bodies that we discover develop because of our other dancing.
Yeah. No, I still take class and stuff, but I thought I was going to be a professional ballet dancer for a long time, and then this company I was dancing with folded, and then I didn't really have a backup plan. And then one of my directors, she was like, "Oh, why don't you go and find a place to take acting lessons and voice lessons because you do musicals because they always want classically trained dancers."
Bless you.
Bless you.
Please allergic to something blowing in the wind.
So I've always done them, but prior to that, like it's one of my mom's favorite things to do is we were always at Dallas Summer Musicals, any tours that came in, so yeah. It was
say Dallas?
Dallas Summer Musicals.
Mm-hmm. Dallas has some interesting venues.
They sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And hell. Do you remember the first one you saw? Like live on stage.
I think The King and I. I think that was probably the first one I remember. Yeah. In the 80s. I think that Yul Brynner was still touring in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that was like late 80s.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was one of the first ones I remember.
I love going to old theaters and seeing all of like the past like posters that they have backstage.
Yeah.
And every time I see a Yul Brynner one, I just kind of like bow.
He was the best.
It was so good.
Oh god, so good.
I love that he was bald and yet the actual King of Siam had hair, and every guy who's played the king since then has like shaved their head. And I'm like, because of Yul Brynner. Like that is an impact.
That's it. Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm not gonna go after the real guy. I'm not gonna model my character after the actual human being. I'm gonna go after the guy that Yul Brynner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's do that. Is that your favorite musical?
No, West Side Story is my favorite musical. I mean,
are you excited?
I am excited. Yeah. Because it has Rita's blessing. So if it has her blessing, then I go, okay, I trust it.
Goddess.
Yeah.
I need her and like Betty White and like a whole bunch of like older like Hollywood star actresses to do like a heist movie.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
I need it.
That'd be so funny.
Like,
she's so feisty that it'd be hilarious.
They all are.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want. Like that's my goal in life. Like when I can't wait to be 70 and crotchety and just embody. Like my heroes are Rita Moreno, Betty White, Cloris Leachman. Like let me be sassy and say whatever the hell I want, and people are just like, oh, she's so sweet and old.
Oh, I'm like, give me the Shirley MacLaine. Let me just yell at you and be cranky.
We'll have a corresponding rockers on the porch yelling at kids to get off our fucking lawn. Just throw rocks at them. Softly, I guess. I don't know. Chris had a question. Who's a better person, Mark or Christian? Just joking. Well, it was Mark's birthday yesterday.
It was.
So happy birthday, Mark. He's not going to watch this because he's so fucking busy creating amazing comedy and wonderful things. But yeah, I don't think Mark is human. I think he's too good of a person to actually be a human being. Yeah. And Christian is just kind of like Orson Welles, but in like the work ethic only. Like he has a vision and he's gonna see it through.
Yeah.
And he's just so passionate about things. Like you can't you can't not love that and appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think that question is, relative or subjective.
Yeah.
Like.
Let's take it off. I thought I clicked off. I was like, what is happening? My clicker's haunted. Now, okay, so what musicals were you in? Because I know you were massive, like you were former. Guys, if you haven't, check out her Instagram. So fucking hot.
God, I mean, I've done a lot. I've done West Side Story. I've done Guys and Dolls. I've done Crazy for You, Will Rogers Follies a couple of times. I can't even remember most of them. And then some other random ones, Caesar and Reuben, that Ed Begley Jr. directed about Cesar Chavez and his interviews with Ruben Salazar.
That was a musical?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Kind of a jukebox musical.
Okay. I feel like I need to find that somewhere.
Ed Begley got all of his musical friends. We sang their songs.
Nice.
Yeah. But it was fun. Like all that. That's one of those, like occasionally you just have these magical casts, from time to time, and that's one of them. Like we're all still best friends. In fact, Chrissy, who this belongs to, that's where we met.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Will Rogers Follies cast too, like those people are like, yeah.
Is there a role that you would have loved to have played in your 20s and a role that you want to play in the future? Musical or play?
I never got to actually play Anita, and I think I would have liked to have done that, but I just never had like the balls until I was older to like be comfortable in my voice because I didn't grow up as being a singer. That was a skill I had to learn later on. So I wish in my younger years that I had just been a little bit more bold at that and taken the chance.
Yeah.
But then in the future, I don't know. Like, I mean, this is so random, but it's one of my favorite shows. But I would love to be Dolly in Hello Dolly.
Dolly. Fuck yes.
Like, I'm dying. Like, I can't watch that show without just like bursting into tears.
Yeah.
Like before the parade passes by, and now especially in your 40s, you're like, God.
Yeah. I made the mistake of watching Company on my 35th birthday.
That's a good one.
If you guys don't know Sondheim, look that show up if you're in your 30s. It's a gut punch. I actually got to see that on the West End. I had gone to London for various reasons, but the thing that kickstarted it was Roca and Matt Nost were doing top 10 live from London, and I have a bunch of friends who live out there, and I hadn't been out there. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, so I took the chance to go out. And the last night I was there, the night before I flew out back to LA, I went and saw the gender swap of Company with Patti LaBelle.
Wow.
I'm sitting front row, living my life while these people are in front of me, and I'm crying the entire time. Patti LaBelle sings the most iconic song.
Oh my God.
Does anybody wear a hat? Yeah. Like laughing hysterically, crying. I ended up going to the stage door because I have no shame. I'm not that cool. And Patti came out, and she's like literally the size of my leg.
Yeah.
And she looks like my grandmother, like when my grandmother was young. And Patty is not young though.
Yeah.
But she looks like,
wow.
I'm like, wow, you look like my grandmother when she was in her 40s. And she's like, thank you. She was so sweet and so wonderful. And then one of the other cast members came out, and he was like, oh my God, you were in the front. You were crying. Did you like it? And I was like, I loved it. We're still in contact. Like, we became Facebook friends. We're BFFs now.
Amazing.
But that show hits.
Yeah.
Especially since Bobby was a girl. And I was like, oh, that's me. This is a week and a half before my 35th birthday. This is awesome. Fuck me.
Hold for play.
Get a bird.
I saw a few years ago when I got to see Bernadette Peters do Dolly with Victor Garber. It was amazing.
That sounds life-changing.
It was. And I mean, first of all, she's so funny. She's so good. But there was a point where her and Victor Garber were making each other break on stage. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this right now. It was so good. But then again, before the break passes by, just waterworks.
All tears.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to go see Once is one of my favorite musicals.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine won lotto tickets for us, and it was like fan appreciation week, so they were free. And so we sat down and we're so excited with their really decent seats. And I turned to the guy next to me and I'm like, just a heads up, I'm going to be crying this entire time, but I'm fine. And he's like, okay. So at one point we're both like crying during one of the songs and he just reaches over and grabs my hand and I'm like, this is what theater is. We're all here to support each other. God, I miss theater. I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I know.
If you could go see any show with any cast, what would it be?
Well, this is the God's honest truth because I do have a friend in the show, but I'm dying to see Plaza Suites. I'm dying to see it. I can't wait. So they're coming back, I think, February is when they're 2022.
Are they going to be at the Amundsen?
No, in New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going on tour.
Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm honestly looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
And Hadestown also, but Hadestown is coming out here at some point.
Yeah, Hadestown's coming on tour.
Dying to see that.
I know some people.
Yeah, but I can't wait. I cannot wait to like get back into theater again.
I remember last year on July 3rd at 11:30 p.m. or 11:45 p.m. Lin-Manuel tweeted out, cast, this is your 15-minute call. And I read that and burst into tears. And I like tweeted, I was like, this makes me miss everything. I was on tour with Broadway for 7 years. Like I miss the non-coherent like conversations in the lobby. Yep. I miss the ding of the bell. I miss the complaints of self-important people showing up late after the lights went down and the show starts and they have to wait until they are allowed to go in. Like I miss everything so much.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just gonna be whatever. I honestly, the first show I go see, I have to get standing room tickets because I'm just gonna be curled up in a ball in the back corner, just like sobbing uncontrollably.
Yeah, it was kind of the same way. Like when I went to the screening of In the Heights, because it was my first. I hadn't been in a theater,
Yeah,
and it was just like I had a gasp, like they see the first Warner Brothers sign, like. I can't believe it.
And then you see a musical, like the musical of the year so far.
Yeah. It's I can't.
That was my first movie back too, and I went and saw it with my mom, and I just literally grabbed a handful of Kleenex, and I was like, "This is what I need right now."
Sobbing every time I've watched it. Sobbing
every second. I'm just like tears were constantly streaming, whether it was just like a single tear or just like waterworks. Like I don't care.
I mean, like as soon as that shot happens where you see his face and then you see the reflection of the dancers, that's done. Just done.
I was in the 96,000?
Yeah.
Like just watching the choreography, I was like, I have like 90 friends in this number, and I'm like, I can't point them out, but I'm like, look, everybody's toes are pointed, everybody's got angles right.
I know, and but it's pretty spectacular that is like on point. Yeah.
I'm such a snob about that shit.
Dude. Yeah. You can't help it though sometimes. So you love biscuits.
Oh my God. Bye, baby. Love you. No, I haven't heard that term in so long. I'm gonna be so happy because I say it to my mom and she's like, "What?" Yeah,
biscuits.
Yeah, I went to go see Cats with Janine, and we were sitting there, and I was like, "Biscuits, and she's like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Yes, but no, like never mind."
Look at that.
I'm like, it's not flexed, it's not pointed, it's just lazy.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Can't auto-tune a dance number. But anyway.
Listen, that whole thing is a mess. I still haven't completed it. It's
we took edibles before that, and we were still like puppied hardcore throughout the entire movie. Just like the movie ended, and it was her and I, and then like 3 theater girls, and then like 2 moms and their like 4 or 5 kids behind us, and the movie ends, and we're just like, what? No. I mean, it's the one show that I never had an attraction to for some reason.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Like people are always like, oh my God, Cats is the best. I'm like, I had friends in it on Broadway that they were like, tickets anytime you want to come. And I'm like, I'll just stand outside your window for the Saturday Scream, wave up, and see you at the bar afterwards. Yeah. I'll see you at Blockheads.
No, it's a terrible show. It's a terrible show. I mean, like I've also had friends who have done it, but they're like, it's fun to do. It's not fun to watch.
No. I don't. What's been your favorite like surprise Broadway show that you're like, oh, I really like this? This plant is making it's freaking me out.
Well, I mean, I always thought that I was gonna enjoy Book of Mormon, but I didn't realize it's so funny.
Yes,
it's like beyond funny.
I got
I anticipated that it would be good.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the creative team behind it, like, of course it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I was in New York visiting a friend, and who was I had toured with on Beauty and the Beast, and we had gone to see like the new Star Trek at the time. And then as we're walking back to the subway station to go back to his place, because I was like hanging out and staying with him, we walked past the theater that Mormon was playing at, and he was like, you want to see if they get standing room tickets for like $25? I'm like, sure. Haven't seen it. Fucking sexy sax man, yes. And so we got standing room tickets, and I'm so glad that that's how I saw it, because I have a laugh.
Oh man,
that is identifiable. To the point where the entire cast of Something Rotten heard me from the back of the balcony, and then the next day I went and saw it from the front row because it's my favorite show. I love that show for something. It just speaks to me. And I was front row and laughing, and I stage doored it, and they were like, "Oh my God, you were here last night! Thank you so much for coming. We were so excited that you came. We were talking about you after the overture." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." But I have an identifiable laugh, and so when I went to see Book of Mormon, we were standing behind, the orchestra level, and I had to like excuse myself to the back of the hallway right there to laugh out loud. Yeah, because it was literally like me, wall, person's ear right here, like less than a foot in front of my face, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, I apologized to them before the show started. I apologized during the intermission.
Oh, I know. Don't apologize.
No, to them, because I was laughing.
Yeah, I know.
But it's so good.
So good.
Yeah. That show is so funny.
And so widely accepted.
Yeah.
I was so shocked at some of the audience that I've seen that you wouldn't anticipate enjoying something like that, older and whatever, more conservative, but they love it.
The moment I knew that it was an absolute like unequivocal Broadway hit was when the Church of Latter-day Saints were taking out ads in the back of the playbill.
Yeah.
Like, they were advertising for the Church of Mormon.
Smart.
In the back of a playbill of a Broadway show that was like legitimately like poking fun at them. Yeah. And I was like, that is fucking smart. Yeah. Like, I was like, this is a hit. This will never leave. Like, this is the new Cats.
Yeah. And then Hedwig is another one. I just freaking love Hedwig so much.
I wanted to see Hedwig on Broadway so much. Mainly because I'm a huge Neil Patrick Harris fan. And he was Hedwig for like 6 weeks. Yeah. And I was like, I missed it by like 3 days. I was so angry.
I saw Darren Criss out here, and he's
so good.
So good. I had no idea.
Oh my God, he's so good. He came and hang out with us. His like college roommate played Adam in American in Paris when I was on tour with them.
Oh,
And so
cool.
Itai was like, oh yeah, we're going to the bar, and you know, my friend from college is coming to hang out, and I like walk in, I'm like, that's fucking Darren and Chris.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
great.
I'm like, I just closed out merchandise in LA. I am sweaty and disgusting. I would have like slapped on some powder. Like give a girl some warning. Like, I'm not trying to hit on him, but I'm trying to not look like a troll. Like, please and thank you. No, he was so sweet.
Oh, he's excellent. Oh my God.
So good.
And that's like basically an hour and a half monologue for that actor.
Yeah,
And
and
he
not
was
just
brilliant.
monologue, but like crowd work.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
that takes some fucking chops
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus the songs are just so great.
So good.
Guys, if you haven't watched Hedwig and the Angry Inch, somebody called it the Angry Itch, and I'm like, no, you get some penicillin for that. There's a solve.
Yeah.
See your doctor. It's so good. I think it's streaming on Hulu. If not, message me and I'll send you the link for it. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be some or Broadway.com or something.
Broadway HD, guys.
Broadway HD, yeah.
Dude, I think they still have like the month available trial or a week, whatever. Take a week out of your movie, TV viewing, whatever. Sign up for the trial. Watch as many as you can. It is unbelievable the world that is out there outside of movies.
Yeah.
Also, you never know when those are going to get turned into movies. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I would love to see a Book of Mormon movie.
Oh, that would be so good.
It would be so good. I'm sad that it wouldn't include Andrew Reynolds and Josh Gad because they're a little old for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, who would you cast in that now?
Oh God, I don't know. Go with some unknowns.
Go some Broadway people,
Yeah.
like they should have with Beauty and the Beast.
gosh.
Or La La Land. I don't care how much you like that cast. They should have cast Broadway people.
Hate La La Land.
Thank you.
Hate it.
It's a ripoff of American in Paris. That's all it is.
Crap.
I literally sat there the whole time going, ours, because I was on the tour at the time. I was like, that's ours. The color scheme is ours. That 8 count is ours. Like, stop.
It's just so mediocre. I don't get it.
I knew not like, and I love Emma Stone and I love Ryan Gosling. Outside of that,
If there are people that can actually sing and dance.
that's their entire career.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Funny that you should have people that do that already.
I don't know. Watch In the Heights.
Yeah.
See how it's done.
There's a few people. Maybe a few people you've seen. Brian, I can relate. There's often a laugh echo in there. Of people. Yes, dude. Yeah, I'm not allowed in church anymore. I laugh at the ridiculousness of some of the passages and some of their takes on it, and I'm like, oh, you're a hypocrite. It's fine. I'm not even allowed to like be in the kitchen while my mom is like watching her like church services on. Yeah, they're pre-taped. They're not even live. They can't hear me. I'm banished. It's fine. Singing in the Rain and Phantom are fun. Singing in the Rain is one of the best movie musicals of all time.
Oh, I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect movie. Yeah, musical.
Debbie Reynolds, anything she touches,
Yeah.
I just instantly love.
Yeah.
She is a genuine treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, Clee's leaving. Love you. Bye. Bye, honey.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for hanging out. Being our studio audience. But yeah, Singing in the Rain is one of the most perfect movies ever made, I think.
100%. And I think what might have, well, no, I'm not going to say it tainted my view of La La Land. I just don't like La La Land. But Debbie Reynolds just passed away. And so, and Carrie Fisher,
Yeah.
I had been watching Singing in the Rain like crazy and then watched
That
La La
comes
Land.
out.
Yeah. And it was like, it almost filled me with rage. Like, how dare you make something so mediocre? Like, how dare you?
I like Damien Chazelle. I love everybody involved, but outside of that movie, like there are some good moments. I like some of the songs, but like I love the opening dance number that they did, like on the 10. Like that was really fun, but like, oh god. And I know I'm losing so many of you. It's fine. We can all have our opinions. But the people who tell me I'm wrong, I'm like, oh, really? Name 10 more musicals for me. And they can't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no opinion.
Yeah. No, sorry. It's not great.
So, what did you say your favorite childhood movie was?
Well, Annie was one of them.
Yeah.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty was another one. We also watched Lily. I don't know if you've seen Lily. It's with Leslie Caron.
Oh, yes.
It is not. My sister just showed my niece it for the first time and like didn't realize how dark it is. It's a very dark movie.
Yeah.
And because there's puppets in it, I think maybe my parents were like, yeah.
It's
we watched it daily.
It's like how animation is for kids.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't show your child Sausage Party.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
No. So, yeah.
No, you don't show them. And God, Leslie's so great.
Oh.
She was
yeah.
Her granddaughter came to see An American in Paris.
Oh, wow.
And didn't tell anyone that she was there. Like none of the management, none of our tour people knew, and she came and bought merchandise, and we had this beautiful art book. Our director or our choreographer had met this woman on the subway who was speed sketching. She would just sit there with her palette and like her charcoals and colors, whatever. And she was sitting right across, she was sitting like right next to the door opening on the subway. And every time the door would open, she would madly start sketching. And then doors would close and she'd flip her page and start again. And so he was like completely intrigued. And so he invited her to the rehearsals for the Broadway opening. And she sketched out these like amazing things and like filled them in later with like color and movement.
Wow.
And we sold these art books and they were stunning. They were like $45 a piece, so underpriced. They were so gorgeous. And Leslie's granddaughter came in and bought one, and she was like tearing up looking through this. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "This is my grandmother." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" She goes, "Leslie Caron is my grandmother." And I was like blown away. I was like, "Okay, who do you want to meet on the like? Do you want to go backstage? Do you want to meet the cast? Like, they love to meet you." Like the woman. You've seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
So the woman that Gene Kelly dances with, that like the older woman who like runs like the flower cart.
Yeah.
Her granddaughter, great-granddaughter, and great-great-granddaughter came to see the show, and like everybody's like, we got one of the massive prints that I was selling. Everybody signed it.
Wow.
We got it framed for them. Like we fucking went all out. And it was like one of the most magical things, and like it's like the most joyous thing of like my great-great-grandmother danced with Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
When it got away.
To live, he was so handsome too.
So handsome.
Oh my God. And he knew it too. That little rascal. Just the look on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, outside of musicals, because obviously at this point we all know that we love musicals. What's your favorite genre?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, I go back and forth. I mean, I grew up with classics. I mean, that, you know, my parents were very conservative, so we weren't allowed to watch. Like, I got in trouble. My first R-rated movie was at a dance workshop or whatever, so I was staying, you know, away. So I watched Stand By Me.
Oh my
and
God.
got in so much trouble. But I got in trouble for going to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like, that's how conservative my parents were. So it was all like black and white movies for the most part, you know. Like Yankee Doodle Dandy was on rotation. You haven't seen it, James Cagney. Yeah, George and Cohen.
Super great. Super fun.
You know, the Red Shoes and stuff like that. So I would say like classics are a favorite. And then, but I really love horror. My family was really into horror movies. And, you know, again, like
such a weird, like, dichotomy.
I know.
We're either going to watch Sound of Music or Chainsaw Massacre.
It was like, I was like, why was I allowed to watch Twin Peaks? But I couldn't watch, like, you know, like I never really understood
nudity.
Like, certain things.
Violence.
Like,
I guess.
I don't know. It was just so weird. Yeah. I don't know. But my parents are funny, you know, and then my dad was a big comic book collector, so he likes all of the comic book movies.
Nice.
You know, so they're all, you know, like they had us there, Batman '89, like we went and saw those. Like,
yeah,
there were exceptions to the PGG rule. Or like, so, you know, we were in line for the Batman movies and things like that. So,
not Spawn.
Spawn. I went and saw Spawn by myself, but.
How old were you when you saw that first rated R movie?
12, I think. 12 or 13. Yeah. But it was such a great movie. It was like,
what was the first rated R movie that you saw like legally? You were like, you can't stop me, I'm an adult.
I don't know. I mean, 1995 was a good year for that. So probably, you know, like Braveheart or, you know, those kinds of movies.
It's got one of my favorite scores.
Oh, the score is fantastic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I listened to that. It's either that or the Middle Earth scores. Like every night falling asleep. They're just so soothing.
Yeah.
So
all
lovely.
of those scores were Legends of the Fall and Last Mohicans. Like, those were like massive scores.
Yeah, sweeping.
Yeah. And then I felt like that sort of lagged for a while, and I think we're sort of back on it, but that was weird. I think I remember like what a big deal Hateful Eight was.
Yeah.
That score was going to be like epic, and it was going to be an overture and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was kind of great. Whether or not you like the movie or whatever.
If you don't like the movie, I'm really sorry for your taste. The movie is amazing.
I loved it, but I loved the experience of it also, and that it had that old-fashioned classic.
Yeah, it had that like spaghetti western feel to it.
Yeah,
with modern lenses.
Yes.
Yeah. I really wish that movie would get adapted for the stage. Like, I would love to see a stage play of that.
Yeah.
I think it would be so much fun. I mean, most stages have like, you know, the pop doors anyway in the floor. So like,
yeah,
how hard is it?
Or on the other side of it, I would like to see maybe Tarantino take Assassins and turn that into a movie musical.
I think
putting it out there.
I think Maxwell had just like creamed in his shorts because it's one of his favorite musicals.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it until he said it, because it was one of those things that like I think had come up while I was on tour, and like when you're on tour, like you live in an ironclad bubble.
Yeah.
Like nothing really exists outside of what you do.
Yeah.
And so Max was telling me about that, and I'm like, wait, what?
It's a good one.
I like came out and I was like, Jack Skellington, what's this?
Yeah.
There's other shows other than Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Or
yeah. Assassins. Hey.
Hi.
You're shooting something?
Yeah. We're having a visit by a neighbor who's wearing amazing pants. Oh my God.
Okay.
That's fantastic. I love their checkerboard pants. You guys can't see. I'm not going to turn the screen. He looks like he just walked out of a van store. Like, he looks like a walking van store. It's amazing. I love it so much. Like, literally not clowning. It's so great. Yeah. Now, aside from movies and all that, what music are you vibing to? What did you grow up listening to? I'm guessing
Christian music.
Not doo-wop or anything? Like,
no, a lot of oldies, but mostly classical music. Music is, but and so but when I was 14, I finally went to, here's another thing. I was homeschooled until I was in high school. So that was another thing.
That's I'm sorry, but that is a lot of kids at home.
Yeah.
All the time. That was by choice, not even pandemic choice.
Yeah. So, so when I was 14, I was like, I begged my parents. I was like, let me just go to school, like any real school. So I went to my church school, which is not a real school, but it was out of the house. It was out of the house, and a friend of mine, I still remember his name, Cade, introduced me to Pearl Jam, And so that sort of like set me on like that grunge path. And I was just like, ugh, just could not get enough.
And let's just be honest, Eddie Vedder.
Oh,
what
the
a babe.
best. Yeah, the best. Yeah.
He came to see Beauty and the Beast when we were in Seattle, and I was like, he like, it's so bad because like when you sell merchandise and you have to take credit card payments, if the back of your card isn't signed legally, you have to be asked for your ID.
Yes. So
I'm helping him and his daughter, who came out right before. They came out like 5 minutes. Like they came out right after Be Our Guest. So there's like 4 or 5 minutes between the end of Be Our Guest and an intermission. Because Belle has to be a bitch and like not follow the Beast directions and go and find the rose and get yelled at. And then he has to sing a song. So he comes out with his daughter. We're getting ready for intermission. So I have all my locals finishing up whatever, and I'm helping them and just looking at him, and I'm like, God, he looks so familiar. He's much smaller than I thought. I'm also massive. Like I am very tall and a presence. So he comes up and he's like talking to me, and we're hanging out. And I'm selling to the kid, and I'm like, I finally realize who it is. And as we're like figuring out any last things, I'm just like, I just want to let you know, I absolutely love your songwriting. Like you're so good. I wish that you would, work with movies more. Like Into the Wild was so fantastic. And he was like, thank you so much. He hands me his credit card. I check the front and I flip it over and it's not signed. I'm like, I'm really sorry to do this. Promise I'm not asking for your address, but I need to see your ID. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. I'm so sorry.
Rules is rules.
This was one of the most awkward exchanges ever, but he was really sweet about it. And then he signed a piece of paper for me. He I didn't even ask him to. He's like, oh, can I get a scratch piece of paper? And I'm like, sure. And I like tore off some like receipt paper. And he's like, dear Rachel from Eddie. And I was like, I love you. Thank you. Grunge is so great.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
What was your favorite grunge band? Was it Pearl Jam or was
Pearl Jam for sure? Yeah. And then I would say Nirvana. Close second. Yeah.
Also, Chains were so great too.
Yeah.
I wish that they were able to do like a grunge tour. So, what's your favorite band now?
Oh God, now?
I mean, they don't have to be a band now, but like a band that you like find yourself listening to. Because I don't listen to new music now.
I think U2 is always like, always in rotation. But I have I have such weird taste too. Like I'm just like, it's all over the place. Like Britney Spears is in there all the time.
Of course.
But yeah, Brandi Carlile, I love her right now. And I've been a fan of hers for a long time. But God, she's great. She's really great.
Yeah, I saw her play at the Hotel Cafe once.
Oh, wow.
She was so sweet. And
awesome.
So good.
Yeah.
God.
Her voice is kind of unreal.
Yeah, it's kind of like I get an obnoxious, aggressive feeling towards people who are super talented. I'm just like, ugh, gross. I love you so much. Like my friends will post something and like online, like when like Mike and Shannon post like their lovey-dovey stuff on Facebook, I literally just reply with gross with a heart because they know that like that's me being like, I love you guys.
Yeah.
But it's like ugh, bitterness. It's fine. I love them so much. They're so great. What was your first concert?
Oh, probably Amy Grant.
Okay. A little Christian, a little country.
My parents are like just huge fans of hers. Like they started seeing, because I call my parents like Christian hippies. Like they would go like on these camping trips and we'd go and like see music everywhere, but always like Christian artists. So they were fans of Amy Grant since she was like 15 years old or whatever. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I would definitely say probably Amy Grant.
Yeah. I had a big Christian rock phase that I haven't talked about on the show. Thank you for the snort. It is definitely earned. I really loved Audio Adrenaline.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And, yeah, right?
That in a while.
Right?
Yeah.
I still have a CD of theirs that like I unearthed the other day and I was like, what is it's like just rediscovering a part of you that you completely forgot about. It's like going back and reading your favorite book series from when you were a child and completely forgetting about like 3 or 4 books in there. And you're like, what the fuck? Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. That was a time in my life. It's fine. Like I used to go to like Christian bookstores to track down their new releases.
Oh my gosh.
I was 12, guys. Calm down. Don't judge too harsh. Yeah, it was bad. Not like bad. Don't get me wrong. Whatever makes you feel good is fine.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, I should take these off.
You want a pizza?
Pizza?
Some pizza.
Something. There are 3 dogs in this house, and they're amazing.
One's about to leave.
Which one?
Goon.
It's a big boy. I'll leave it.
He's so beautiful. Oh, I literally walked into the house once I got here to like do my makeup, as I told you. And this dog just like runs up, and I'm like, baby. I pet him, and then he started jumping. I was like, down. He's like, okay. He just like sits down. I'm like, oh, you're a good boy. Like, we will snuggle later. Oh, guys. Okay, I know I wasn't gonna like turn the camera up, but look at this baby. Look at this boy. Oh, hi. Hi.
Dude, face the camera.
Hi. Oh, he's so handsome. Look at this guy, guys. Look. Oh, you've got fans now. Okay. Oh, he's so great.
That's good.
Oh, Goon?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's one of my favorite movies too. It's fine. I'm happy. Oh, he's so pretty.
Oh, now he's just showing off.
Dogs that think they're lap dogs but weigh like 100 pounds of pure muscle are my favorites. Oh, he's so pretty. I'm so enamored. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me like 5 seconds until they go away.
What is?
My dog used to do that too. So he had his collar on and the leash on, and Goon was picking up the leash and like taking himself.
Which he never does.
I grew up with a golden retriever named Jake, who was like the epitome of inbred puppy dog. Like so dumb, so beautiful, so sweet, so dumb. He would bust out of our backyard and like walk around the neighborhood by himself. But like I said, I grew up in a neighborhood where like all of my like everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
For like 3 square blocks. And so Jake would just take himself on a walk around the block and then like come lay in our ice plant. But if we had him like hooked up to the leash, he would just pick it up in his mouth and like trot down the walkway like he was taking himself on a walk, like a fancy man. It was adorable. And that's what Goon just did. It was really fun.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He doesn't ever do that. So that is definitely showing off for you.
I feel special. It's fine. What is that? It's Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah.
What's Spuds McKenzie? Oh, yeah.
That's Mackenzie dog, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jars of Clay. Yes.
Oh my God, Jars
Oh my-
of Clay.
DC Talk.
Oh my God. Classics,
We're
guys.
going deep into that 90s Christian rock.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
That was huge for a while.
oh, Michael W. Smith all the way.
Oh my God. I remember there was an amphitheater at the amusement park that I grew up with. Like, you know, everybody's got like the amusement park that they went to as a child. Mine was Paramount's Great America in Santa Clara. And they had the Redwood Amphitheater. And they had a Christian tour come through. And I remember my mom bought me a ticket, me, by myself at like 12 or 13, and was like, you can go to the concert, we're going to be in the park. And just like left me there. And like by myself, no parents,
Oh my gosh.
like no security guard being
Yeah.
like, watch this girl.
Yeah.
Like no tracking device, no Apple wristwatch to like GPS me. No.
Nope.
This was the early 90s, kids.
Simpler times.
Yes. What was your first what'd you say for you? Amy Grant.
For sure.
Was that what your first concert was that you chose?
No, I think the first concert that I chose is that I bought tickets for myself were the Cardigans.
Oh my God, yes, 90s pop rock.
Cardigans and Ben Lee opened for them. He was like 18 or something at the time. We were the same age, yeah. Yeah.
Like a mouse.
Yeah.
In
He's
like
like
the cutest way.
and it's so good. I was like, who's this kid? I was a fan ever since, and now you're like, he's blowing up or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's huge.
Yeah, people love him. He does a lot of work with the like comedians and stuff out here too.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But yeah, Cardigans. I mean, Romeo and Juliet, guys.
Oh my gosh. That's honestly one of the best soundtracks
Oh yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I think the 90s kind of hold that like that entire decade just kind of like was like try and beat us.
Yeah. Reality Bites, that soundtrack.
Empire
Love
Records.
it. Oh yeah.
Like I
Okay.
can't listen to a song from that soundtrack without instantly being like, I don't care what's going on right now. Like if I'm driving, I'm like, I'm just gonna pull over and watch Empire Records on my phone.
Yeah.
Because like you can't not.
Yeah.
Like
Classic.
damn the
Awesome.
man. Save the Empire. That was where my crush with for Ethan Embry started. Wait, was that before or after Can't Hardly Wait? Because let's be honest.
Oh, before, right?
Yeah, I think it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got him like earnest heart, like, oh, God, so
Yeah.
sweet. And now he's all jacked and beautiful
Right? I
and
felt
like
like I saw him on something recently, or
Grace and Frankie and Grace.
no.
He plays
No.
one of the sons in
Yeah,
that,
that's
and he's
true.
like
That's true.
his arms. I'm like, can you just put that away, please? Like, and he plays like a drug addict, so I'm like broken man. I'm like, yes, you need me to save you and make you better. But that's just my psychosis. It's
Yeah.
fine.
No thanks.
No. Yeah, dude. Brian knows what I'm talking about. Ethan Embry is a stud. He lives in Atlanta now with like his beautiful wife and like his 4 gorgeous children.
And
Not that I
big
it's okay.
house.
I just follow him on Facebook. It's fine, or on Twitter. It's fine. Yeah. As soon as I was like, as soon as the pandemic hit, he was like, "Bye, guys," and like moved to Atlanta.
Yeah. A lot of people did that. They're like, peace out, going to Texas, wherever.
Yeah, somewhere cheap.
Yep.
Because everything's online now. Where would you go if not LA?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I have thought about that, but I don't know if there's. I mean, part of me, well, I don't know. Part of me would go maybe like New Mexico or something. It's a little bit bluer than Texas.
Parts of Texas.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if I mean, I kind of just like being here.
It's so nice here.
I mean, New York if I had a job, but I mean, I can only be there for a finite amount of time.
Really?
Yeah.
I was talking with someone the other day and I'm like, I can't wait to become the crotchety old lady I'm aiming to be. And I want to move to New York and just like get a gaggle of ladies and sit like we are on the sidewalk, judging the old men sitting across the street in the same predicament. Like I want that so badly. Like if that's how the end of the movie of my life ends, like I'm happy. Like yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I find like 19-year-old boys who like want to be, stars on Broadway, and I like rent out a room to them, and I'm like, back in my day when I was touring,
I'll be a sponsor.
and just drinking champagne cocktails all day.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, please, kick, touch again.
That's Grey Gardens. Just turn into Grey Gardens.
Oh, I'm all for it. God, I haven't seen that in so long.
So good.
It's so good. What's your favorite horror movie? Because you said that you like horror movies too,
Mm-hmm.
which is such a weird transition from musical to horror.
The Shining is my favorite. That's I mean, it's one of my favorite movies, period. But The Shining is definitely my number one favorite. And then their Exorcist would be up there also. I don't know.
Are you a big fan of like horror comedy?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, Tucker and Dale, hilarious. Just
Two of my favorite men.
yeah, just the funniest.
Tyler Labine makes
Yeah.
me so happy. do not care. Oh my God. I watched Together the other day. Do you remember that show? That MTV
No.
original movie?
No.
It's basically a mockumentary about boy bands. Tyler Labine plays the asshole manager of a boy band called Whoa!
Wow, no idea.
Exclamation point. And I was like, I don't like him, but I love Tyler. Because I'm staying with Adam Witt, and we were talking about he's never seen Escape Room. And I love clever movies.
Yeah.
Like Escape Room is so great. Like the first few Saws are amazing because like there's so much. Like I just want to be in the room and do the drugs that the writers do in order to come up with these like crazy machines and like story plot lines. I'm like they're trash movies, but they're so great. But we were talking about my love and I was like, he's so good. I love him. Like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Also, you know, I love me a giant ginger redhead. I mean, I've been in love with Alan Tudyk since Wash.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I adore him. Like if I ever met him, I'd be like, we're married in my brain. I'm not dangerous, but it's fine. If I stand a little too close, it's fine. I'll back off later. Just let me breathe on you for a hot second.
We also just rewatched Zombieland. Which I actually haven't seen in a while. Oh my God, so great.
So great. One of the best sequels too.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's one of the best like companion pieces.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I wasn't a big fan of The Shining because I think I think I watched it too young and it like unnerved me and I was like, I don't know what to make of this because like I had a really great relationship with my dad. Like the dad's trying to kill his kid and I'm like, I don't know. Like my brain was just like, like it had that like out of order out of service sign on my forehead. But I don't think I appreciated it and loved it as much as until Dr. Sleep came out.
Interesting.
And I finally like went back and rewatched it like as an adult and I was like, okay, I totally get this.
And see, I wasn't a fan of Dr. Sleep.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was all over the place.
Did you read the book or are you just solely judging it on
I'm
the
solely
movie?
judging it on the movie.
Okay.
I haven't read the book. But yeah, I didn't get. I know some people really love the movie, and I just thought it was all over the place. I don't know.
I think Rose the Hat is the best villain that we had.
Sure.
In that decade.
And had that been the focus, I think maybe I would have enjoyed it a little.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they did an entire movie about the knot and the history of the knot.
Yeah.
Like they were like, oh, the knot. And like when Grandpa Joe died, or was it Grandpa Joe? Or am I thinking of what's his name? The old man. Yeah. When he like cycles or whatever. And she's like talking to him about like how he's seen empires fall and like rise and fall and like kings be, you know, rise to their power and die. Like I was just like, I want that story. Like that's the most intriguing thing about this. Like, can I get 3 novels on that, please? Because I will read that 100%. What is this? Nick Papagiorgio. Oh, what is that? Ed, why am I coming back to this? Why am I late on this? Papagiorgio. Explain, please. Put it in the chat. I love Ed Haskell. But yeah, I think I'm a big. I was a massive scaredy cat when I was little. Like I loved reading like scary books, but like under my covers with a flashlight and like tucked in.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like putting my feet on the floor when I had to pee in the middle of the night. I was like literally jump out of my room, like through the door from my bed.
Oh my gosh.
I was terrified.
We had these books. It's another fundamentalist Christian juiciness. These books that our parents had us read, This Present Darkness and Piercing the Darkness by Frank Peretti.
Why does those sound so familiar?
These novels are about not just the human life. It also deals with the spiritual life. Okay. So angels and demons fighting for our souls and Illuminati stuff, and like, I mean, it is bonkers. But scared the crap. I mean, I was reading them at night and like, the demons are coming. The demons are coming. Like, freaked out.
Sleeping with Rosary.
We're Baptist. You're Southern Baptist people. It's not even Catholicism, which would have been even more terrifying. But yeah, no, these books were nuts.
Wow.
I can't believe
the shit that we were raised with.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Vegas Vacation. Yes. Sorry.
Oh.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen Vegas Vacation. I miss you too. Oh my God, I can't wait. Guys. Oh, that reminds me. Guys, I don't have the link or anything. I don't know if Spectacular is sold out yet, but if it's not and you don't have your ticket, go buy one. Like, it's going to be fucking epic. I'm going to be tackle hugging all of you. Like, if you don't want to hug, let me know. I'm not tiny. You can wave me off. It's fine. But oh my God, I'm so ready.
It's
oh my God,
it's
spiritual warfare.
Yes, spiritual warfare. They're coming for your soul.
See, the books that really scared me, excuse me, as a child were the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. The movie kind of brought some of them to life in a way that I was like, this has been a part of my life since I was like 10 years old. Like I remember when they said that Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark was coming out as a movie, and like I instantly smelled the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Like that was like a memory that just like came back instantly, and I was like, wow. Books and like wood glue and like that it just came right back. And then I was terrified again. Like I was 10 years old again, and it was amazing. Did you read those books?
No.
Not even as an adult?
No.
Oh my God, I got to get you a copy of them.
Yeah.
Because the way that they addressed some of them in the movie was such a unique way. Like they brought some of them like I was like, that was what was in my nightmare. That was my nightmare for like
oh my God.
3 months when I was 12. You know, like you read the stories are so creepy. They're so short, but so descriptive and like go into crazy detail. And then you're sitting there at the end of like 10 pages and you're like sweating and you're like, oh my God.
Wow.
The one about like the spider like coming out of the face. That's why I pick at my face. I'm not even joking. I'm like, that scared me to scarring myself. It's fine. It's so fucked up, but so great. And these were things given to us as a child.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of bonkers. Another thing, like my parents showed me The Elephant Man when I was 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. It's a classic.
That's what the reasoning was. I just remember being so terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Terrified.
Yeah, mine was Phantom of the Opera, like the old, like the 19, I think it was like 39 version.
Right.
Where like you saw the face.
Yeah.
My dad,
and it's not Gerard Butler.
Hell no! Oh my God! Although this is how I knew I was a damaged human being. So my dad was the one who like really loved musicals and would like shows. My dad was like, it was either like John Wayne westerns or classic musicals.
Yeah,
my dad was very well rounded. And so like he got me like the dual cassette cast recording of Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, wow.
And I would listen to it over and over. And I remember being like 9 or 10 and being like, why does Christine go with Raoul?
You're like my mom. That's my mom.
I was like, why doesn't she pick the Phantom? He obviously loves her. Damaged, guys. Massively damaged.
My mom loves the Phantom and also loves the Joker. So
okay, there's a difference between those two.
She thinks she can help them both.
I don't want to help the Phantom. I just want to I'll and then the Joel Schumacher movie came out and it was Gerard Butler and I was like, this is a sexual awakening. But it was so weird because I had seen Hard Candy before I saw Phantom of the Opera, and so that image of Patrick Wilson was stuck in my head for a good like 9 to 10 years. And so in my head, every time I saw Patrick Wilson, I was like, pedophile. so my feelings for the Phantom versus Raul were even amplified then. And I was like, ugh, don't pick Raul. He's a pedophile. It was so bad. This is how
I'm
crazy
all
I
team
am.
Patrick Wilson.
Oh, no. Now I am.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, when he starts singing Elvis in The Conjuring 2, I'm like,
oh yeah. And there's a video of him singing a song from Carousel at like Joe's Bar in New York or something like that. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, when you sing this, can you just like hold me from
it's
behind
delightful.
and just like sway slightly?
It's the best
Like
part
that's
of
all
our-
I want.
best part
And
of
then when
Aquaman.
you're done, just kiss me on my cheek and disappear into the night. That's all I want. That's all I want, Patrick Wilson. Make it happen. Elite and VIP are sold out. Christian said, 175 tickets. Guys, they're $60 for like 19 hours of our time.
It's fun.
Fucking coming out. We're all going to be drunk and hanging out.
I don't know. Drinks are expensive there.
We're oh no. I BYOB. When we were there,
We're not supposed to, but I did too.
it's not a dry venue.
Oh,
When we were there for Free for All, because it's at the Globe,
yeah.
the backstage is amazing. So much fun. I brought a handle of Jameson because Christian was like, I also, because I lived with Alex Marzonia and he was the one who would like help stock for live events and stuff like that. So I was like, look, I have a Costco card. Like, do you want me to go pick up like anything in bulk?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, if you could pick up like napkins and plates and like stuff like that, cups. And I was like, sure. And so while I was there, I also picked up booze for me. And I was the only one who fucking brought booze because no booze was supplied backstage. So I was sitting on the fire escape staircase that was like hidden around the corner at the back corner of the green room. Just like people were coming up like it was a drug deal. They're like, hey, I hear you got some whiskey. I'm like, I don't know who told you that. But if you want a mixer, I would go get that in a cup first and then come see me. And I was like doling out like whiskey on the side. So yeah, 100%. BYOB.
I think Brett was buying me $7 PBRs.
Ugh, $7 for a PBR?
Like that.
Oh, God. Sorry, just flashes me back to the summer. The PBR was the backstage sponsor for Warped Tour, and like,
ooh,
at least 2 cans a night, every night, in order to get rid. We got an entire case of beer on our bus every day.
Wow.
And not a lot of the girls that I was on tour with that summer drank beer, so it would just go into our freezer or like into our cooler and just get stocked up. And we like. There were times we were like, is anybody having friends visit? Because we need to get rid of this beer. Like,
wow.
Please, dear God. Like somebody, anyone.
My gosh.
It was bad. But yeah, so people will be happy and invite me while at Spectacular. Yes, Anthony Hopkins is in the Elephant Man. So is John Hurt. Hurt, not Hurt. Hi, Star Drew.
Wow.
Sweetness. I missed you.
Also, I was talking about this with somebody. Mel Brooks is the producer of The Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Silent producer because he didn't want he's a funny man.
Yeah. You didn't want people to not take it seriously.
Yeah. Smart.
God bless Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you like the old producer or the new producer?
I like something about both of them.
Yeah. That's fair.
I actually like we're talking about the movies, yeah?
Yeah.
I like the way that Susan Stroman shot the dancing in it because oftentimes in some dance movies it's edited so quickly and the shots you don't get to watch the dancing. So I did appreciate how she shot the dance numbers and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I think I like Gene Wilder. From the first one because he's perfect in everything. I will die on that hill. I do not care. But I really loved Will Ferrell.
Yes.
In the remake.
Yeah.
Like Like, I remember when they were like, oh, we're remaking this, and it's, like Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, those are good people. They're really great performers. But I was like, all right, like, it's not the original, but like, all right. And then they're like, Will Ferrell is playing the Nazi. And I was like,
so good. So good.
So
Hilarious.
much fun.
Yeah.
What concert do you want to see when this is all done? Like, whether or not they're still a band or touring or dead or alive.
I want to go see something dumb and fun. Like, I mean, God, free Britney, so she can perform willingly again, because that would be really great. I mean, I had friends that went to. I didn't get to see her last show in Vegas or whatever, but I had friends who went, and it was like the greatest thing. They said, because everybody knows the songs, everybody's dancing and singing together.
Oh yeah.
So something like that. But I don't know. I mean, gosh, anything. I mean, I got tickets for the Cruel World Festival next year.
Yes.
I mean, that's gonna be great. I mean,
yeah.
My late 80s kid is just gonna be, and it's my birthday weekend, so yeah.
That's a really good tour too. That's like late 80s, early 90s, like
Bauhaus and Morrissey maybe. If he shows up.
I mean,
sometimes he doesn't.
It also depends on which show he wants to do.
Yeah.
I went and saw Morrissey with my best friend mainly because Amanda Palmer was opening for him on that tour. She was also 6 months pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And the date that we were going to go see that was also the date that she got confirmed as having Lyme disease while pregnant, which is like a massive, like, go into the hospital immediately.
Yeah.
So she canceled. So we were like, well, we're already here. It's Morrissey. Like, how many times are you going to go see Morrissey, really?
If you're Mexican, a lot.
But according to Dorina.
Well, no, yeah. Not all Mexicans.
That was a great talk. Go back and rewatch that conversation. That's fucking hilarious. But he did like the angry vegan set.
Oh, yeah. And he's a racist.
He's
a straight up racist.
It was a lot. Like, you couldn't even watch the band because you would just peripherally see the videos in the background, and I was like getting nauseous. And so we got like half an hour into the set, I think, and I just turned to my best friend and I was like, Jess, do you just want to go to the bar near my mom's house and drink? And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of sad. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Let's go. And we just like got up and left. No qualms. Like, it's one of the few concerts I've ever left before it ended.
Well.
Yeah.
That's appropriate, I think.
But then I've heard him like put on these amazing shows and like play all the hits, and everybody was having fun. You could tell he was having fun. Like, it just felt like he was angry that Amanda canceled and like took it out on the audience. Like, it was weird. It was a weird experience. And I'm like, anytime anybody says that they're going to go see Morrissey, I'm like,
maybe.
Do we have a raid? What's going on? Wait, oh my gosh. Oh, Redum. Oh my God, in-person show. Hi, Molly. Molly Damon. Oh, you're such a fucking fae. I love you. She is. I swear to God. She's part fairy. Like, have you ever seen her in real life?
Oh, no, not in real life, no.
I'm telling you. Molly, you can tell me. You've had your ears clipped. I know you have. She's so great. Molly, quit following me. No, Molly can follow you everywhere. She's the best. I don't know. Apparently now everybody's talking in the chat. I love it. Every now and then I just like leave and they're like having these full conversations. I'm like, wait, what did I miss?
I dated a guy many years ago, who took me to a Ted Nugent concert.
Oh, I'm so glad you made it out alive. Oh my god. Did they try and put you to work?
Oh my god, yeah. They're like, we'll park our car over there. Like, oh. Yeah, it was kind of one of the worst things I've ever.
Yeah, that's not a good crowd.
No.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he's
No.
really hated Hillary Clinton for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody I really respected once called him Uncle Ted one time, and I was like, are we using that ironically? And he's
Yeah,
like,
no.
no, I love that guy. And I'm like, oh, no. And just like left.
Nothing.
Like, sorry. Yeah. It's like people who are still Trapped fans.
I don't know what was going on with this guy. I mean, obviously we're not together anymore.
There's a reason you got together. There's a reason you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's just saying hi to everybody. Mike K's here. Hi, Mike. I missed you. Oh, it's so good to have everybody together. All right. Guys, if you have any questions, throw them into the Streamlabs below. We'll address them. It's so much fun. Ask us anything weird, because, okay, what else we have to do?
I got to get my cat at some point.
Yeah. I mean, we got like, what, like 15, 20 minutes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck it. So, yeah, throw those in if you have any questions for us. We'll address them and move on. God, my leg is huge. I've been swelling because of the heat and because I sat so long driving down here. I'm going to drive.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm flying from now on. Everywhere.
I just flew and it was gross. I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
just
airline?
Just over the weekend. It wasn't the airline. It's just the people. People are gross.
Well, people are gross everywhere.
But
that's why I sit in the back of the plane.
But just
nobody sits back there.
Knowing what we know now about viruses, and because we know too much, I should know as much as I do.
Yeah, no.
I wish I could go back. I wish I could take the other pill and go back.
Can I take the red pill? Blue pill? Blue pill.
Yeah, it was gross. So I'm dying to travel again. Dying to travel, but if it was,
well, we're going on a road trip, right?
Well, if it was like a private jet situation,
who do we know that owns private jets? I mean, in LA, it's not 6 degrees.
Yeah,
it's like 3.5.
Yeah,
maybe. True. It's all about who you know, guys.
Yeah, this is true.
It's all about who you know. I mean, God knows we could go to the taping on Saturday, and who knows? Who knows who's going to be there?
Well, I think we know.
Fair.
I think we know pretty much.
A girl
going to be there.
Yeah, I know. Oh God, I'm so ready to go. Are you a big road trip person?
Yeah, for sure.
What's your favorite road trip that you've been on?
Probably Pacific Northwest.
Nice.
Because I have an ex who's from Vancouver, and so we'd go up there quite a bit, and so I really enjoy taking that drive.
It's do you take the one on the coast?
I've done both. It just depends on if I'm also like if I'm gonna go visit people in Portland, and, so it just depends. But I've done both.
Portland is legit one of my favorite cities.
I love it. Yeah, my cousin is out there.
It's so beautiful. It's so green. I love the weather. I love a good rainy day.
Yeah.
So like going to Portland and Seattle, I'm just like,
yes.
Like constant drizzle and bright green foliage, 100%. Give me that dynamic.
I got to three years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. I was up there for Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle. And then spent a couple more days, and then took the train down to Portland to see my cousin.
Great train.
It was great. It was great.
We were talking about trains earlier, and our love of them.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's great.
Yeah,
I really do love the train ride. I don't think I've flown up to Vancouver, but I've never driven to Vancouver. I've only taken the train.
Pretty, especially once you get past Sacramento, everything else is pretty.
I mean, where I live in San Jose, like I would never go to Sacramento to go up. I would just be like, I'll pay the $5 to go on the Golden Gate. That's fine.
Yeah.
Or 15, whatever the fuck it is now.
Yeah.
I drove one time when it was misty after I had seen Planet of the Apes. And I was like, where are they? I live in my own little fantasy world. It's fine. Like legit, there was a portion of Beauty and the Beast tour that my manager, who was basically like the gay older brother I never wanted, we fought constantly, but like out of like a sibling, like we loved each other, but like we knew the buttons to push. And so there was this portion that like we needed a rental car in like 4 or 5 of the cities, and it would have cost more to like it was more cost effective to like rent a car, drive it ourselves, and then return it at the next airport, whatever. So we're driving around, just the 2 of us. Sometimes we would pick somebody out of the cast and be like, hey, do you want to avoid the bus? Come ride with us. And we would just listen to like the Hair cast recording, like at full
Awesome.
volume, or Annie Get Your Gun, or whatever. We had so much fun. But there were times when like I would quote a movie, and these were not pop culture kids, these were theater kids.
Yeah.
And I would quote a movie because of something I saw, and then make myself laugh because I know how funny it was. And it would just be dead silent in the car except for me laughing.
Oops.
No, fuck it. I'm hilarious. That's all. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if anybody else laughs. It made me laugh, and that's all that matters. But like, yeah, like things like driving across a Golden Gate Bridge when it's cloudy and misty and you can't see the tops, and you're like, I can hear the bumpers. I'm ridiculous like that. What's something that you love that would shock people that didn't know you, or like not shock, but like be like, oh, really?
That I love?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I don't know. What would Jonathan Frakes?
Ooh. Nice.
I really love
A good beard.
Commander Riker. Either way, beard or no beard. I used to co-host a podcast called Booze and Phasers with my friend Audrey Kearns. She still runs the company. We started a few years ago called Geek Girl Authority. So
Nice.
she's still part of it. What we did like 35 episodes of Booze and Phasers, and it was all kind of Star Trek centric. But we started incorporating other things. But at the end, I would always just ask Jonathan Frakes to please tweet back when I would tweet at him. Can you just, please, if you're listening to this, please just tweet at me.
Yeah, when I started this, I had my background was one of those like IKEA Expedit like things, but I have a fan that I got at like WonderCon or something like that, and it was Kevin Smith's face, and it was just like leaning on the corner of one of the things, just like just behind me, and I would always introduce him as my unofficial co-host. So I'm like, one of these days I'll get Kevin on this show. It was ridiculous, but I don't care. Kevin, come on my show.
Do the show.
You know you want to. We've met a few times. I met him. I went to Austin recently we have I have friends there, and like went to go visit, but I hadn't been to Austin. It's one of my favorite cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
But it also happened to be for opening day of the movies out there. And we showed up early to our appointment for opening day because I'm like, Kevin's always at the openings of these. He cuts the ribbon, he signs autographs, like whatever. So I wore like the movie trivia Schmodown shirt, and he saw me and he was like, Rachel, hi. And I'm like, please do not act like we were friends, because I will show up at your house to hang out. Like, I take things very seriously. I platonically am massively in love with you. Like, I just want to hang out with you and get stoned and listen to you tell me everything about life.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
like when he came on, when he was a guest on SEN Live, and Christian's like, he's going to be here for half an hour. I'm like, bullshit.
The man can talk. He can talk.
He doesn't have Q&As. He has Q&A.
Yeah. Yep.
One question.
Yep.
3 hours of answer. And I will literally what was the Greek philosopher that like would like host people to come listen to him speak, and they would sit at his feet. I would do that.
Oh yeah.
I would do that for Kevin Smith. I would just like constantly like I'd be like, "Do you want any more snacks? Like, let's get stoned. I will order food. Like, we'll get Veggie Girl to deliver, and all I want to hear is like you talk about anything because he's so." I'm like that with just about anybody though. I'm like anything that you are passionate about, I will sit and listen to you talk about for hours. Like it could be the boringest thing, like the topic could just be ridiculous, but if you're passionate about it, it makes it so engaging.
And if you know specifics about whatever it is,
I could listen to somebody talk about like toilet flanges if they're passionate enough about it.
Well,
I mean, like if they're charismatic enough and like that's what they do, like I'll sit here and listen to you talk about that shit. Okay, just gonna check this real quick, and then we're gonna end real soon. Okay, Plato or Socrates? I think it was Socrates, but didn't he have like?
I think it was Socrates.
I think it was Socrates. Socrates, yes, it was definitely Socrates. Never been to Portland. Really like to go see.
That's gorgeous.
Highly recommend going.
Beautiful hiking out there.
What time of year would you recommend?
Oh gosh,
I'd recommend like September, October.
Yeah,
because it doesn't get hot there.
Well, it does now.
Well, it does now.
Yeah. Well,
no, it doesn't. Climate change is a hoax. No.
Yeah, who knows now?
Oh, Brian's got a question. Speaking of horror, what are your thoughts on the Alien franchise? I believe Ridley Scott sees it as a modern Frankenstein. I think 1 and 2 were fantastic.
Yes. What was the last one? Covenant?
Sure. Weird.
It was not good.
Yeah, I've watched them all, but the only ones I will go back and rewatch are 1 and 2.
Yeah, always. Aliens. Great. Love them. I do think they are horror movies. Absolutely.
Sometimes because of how terrible they are.
But the ones with Billy Crudup is there or whatever, like, oh god. It was just so predictable, like every step of the way. And I was just like, oh, what a waste.
Why are like 90% of the movies he's in terrible?
Oh, except for like Almost Famous.
Thank you. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Dust in the Wind. Oh wait, where did it go? You guys are commenting. This is amazing. Do zombies use the bathroom? No, I don't think they are aware enough to like realize that they need to.
I don't think they're digesting anything. Are they digesting?
I mean, they're eating brains.
Maybe it just slides right out though.
Yeah, I don't think
there's enzymes or anything like breaking anything down.
I don't think they stop to do like if they do anything digestively and it like comes out. Yeah, they smell anyways.
Yeah, they're decomposing anyways.
Right. Yes, that one was good. Finally saw Portland. It's pretty cute. Yeah, dude, that city's amazing. They also have some really good like pot shops there. Like they're really, really great with like taking care of you as a whole person and not just like, oh, you sprained your ankle. Like
now you can do all the drugs there.
Yeah, it's almost as good as California. How's it still light where you are? Feels later. It is currently 7:45 here. The sun will set in about half hour?
Yeah.
Ish.
Probably.
Yeah. It doesn't set till like 8:30 or 9. But yeah. I mean, Peggy, you're also like in Chicago, so it's, almost 10. So it's been dark for you for a while. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. I love a gift shop. Just keep her. Yeah. Yes, Claudia has great stories. That's why I wanted her on the show. Like, I'm not joking. We were back.
Good times and bum times. I've seen them all, my dear. I'm still here.
Yeah, you are.
There you go.
I mean, if we got drunker.
That is like a theme I'm feeling this year. Still here. Huh?
Yeah. It's such a great show, too.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh, my God. But no, like we met, I think we talked like a little, like I think we like introduced ourselves when you were in studio.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh great, I'm going to get to know her because we're doing it in studio and like, this will be fun. And then the world ended.
Yeah.
Did you just Law and Order us? Dun, dun.
I know.
Uh,
I've never done that before, but I'm gonna have to work on it now.
it's the first time for
Yeah.
everything. But then we were backstage. It was you, me, and Clee backstage for Ladies Appreciation Night.
Oh yeah.
And the three of us were just like talking. And I was like, I need to get these ladies on my show. Like, I feel like if I just moved back here, like we would just like hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't hang out.
Well, I mean, this.
Yeah.
We would come over and just
Yeah.
hang out at the pool and
Yeah.
have some pop brownies and float.
Yeah.
And laugh and listen to Enya.
It was a Dorina request.
I figured as much.
Well, we were tweeting back and forth about pure moods. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
It was like, I was like, come over, and then we'll listen to Enya and Enigma.
Oh, and Inventing the Abbots was
Oh,
great.
yeah. That's a good one. Joaquin, Liv Tyler. Oh, remember Joaquin Phoenix and Liv Tyler? That was a cute couple, dumb.
It really was. Camshaft is very excited. Oh, Jake's here. Oh my God, wait, are you guys doing a raid now that like the show is ending? Thanks. I love you, Jake. I'm so excited. Jake has like one of the most beautiful dogs. He lives up in Sacramento. It's like the only reason I'm contemplating traveling to Sacramento.
Shitty on Sacramento earlier, if you heard that or not.
No, I mean, to be fair, he knows how shitty Sacramento used to be.
Just driving through it's not the funnest.
It's not, but also like Tahoe's ahead, so like just keep driving.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody loves Jake. Jake's the best. Jake's coming down for a spectacular, and you should too. It's so much fun. All right, so this is the fun of everything. I have not been checking Streamlabs, and I probably should have. So give me a hot second to do this wirelessly because I have the magic of a Bluetooth mouse. Which, if you don't have one, like you should definitely get one because it's like the lazy person's like gift. I actually got this for myself. Yeah, we don't have any. I got this for myself because when I was on tour, I would sit in my bed and like hook up my laptop to the TV, and I would have to get out of bed to like pause it or adjust something or put on the next movie. And I was like, why am I doing this? And then I got this.
Magic.
And I never got out of bed.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lazy ass.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are going to close out. If you guys don't have any, yes, Sacktown, Faux Show. Yes, dude. His German Shepherd is stunningly beautiful.
Aww.
I love, his name is Kylo, too.
Oh.
I know, it's so cute. So I'm going to close out with my famous last question, which we just mentioned from my favorite movie of Almost Famous. Do you have to be happy to write a love song? Do you have to be sad to write a sad song? What is it that you love about music? I know we talk bullshit, and then I ask this question. Everyone's like, stop.
No and no. Right?
Yeah. For the first two, yeah.
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 And then what was the last part?
What is it that you love about music?
What is it that I love about music? I love that it can be transformative. I think that a lot of times, if you are in a lower place, it's something that music can get you out of. Also, it takes you back. Sometimes you can just hear a chord or even a note, and it just takes you back to like a specific time. It can be a comfort. So yeah, I like all those things about it.
I love that. Yeah. It also can lift you up.
Make you happy and dance, and that's always good. I mean, there's just nothing like something that's like, I still go to my dance classes because there is nothing like that.
Yeah.
In any, like not going to I go to classes at the gym and stuff like that, but it's just not the same when you're using your body in tune with music. Like it's just,
and not just your body, but being in tune with other people's bodies at the same time and sharing that. It's like
when you're breathing together, and it's just,
well, it's like when theater, when they hooked up a lot of people to like EKGs or something like that, and like kept their heart rate, and like watching live theater, everybody's heartbeat at one point syncs up, and you're just all there in the same place emotionally together. Yeah. And it's just a tribal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
And it's healthy.
Yeah.
It like releases all the good endorphins. So.
It also makes you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like you are in this with other people.
Yeah.
Other people are feeling this with you at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Tell the kids where they can find you and what do you got coming up.
At Claudia Dolph across the board. And also at Studio CNC on Instagram and Twitter. My friend and I, Chrissy Guerrero, my partner in crime, we are on a hiatus right now, but we have a chat show that we started during the pandemic, sort of like this, just to get to, because we have a live variety show that we do in Los Angeles, but just to get to know the artists that perform in our show. It was just a cool way to like stay connected and to get to know them. So we're replaying a lot of our interviews every Friday at 7.
Nice. I love that. So tune in, follow. All of the links are down below in the description. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RM Silvestrini, wherever, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Next week, I have the amazing Miss Grace Hancock. So excited. I love her so much. She's another person that I'm like.
She's a badass.
She is one of those that I'm like, Faye.
Yeah, witchy badass. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
100%. Like, Dorina is witch.
Yeah.
Molly and Grace are Faye.
Yeah.
100%. Sure. But she's like, kind of toeing the line.
Huddling. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like straddling that line.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got to tone both sides.
Yeah.
She's a witchy woman, and I love her so much. So excited. She's going to talk about all of her crystal work that she's been doing and Reiki work. It's going to be super fun. We're also going to talk about all of her stuff with her involvement in the Schmodown, and obviously we're going to dig into her relationship with Nupsuk. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for letting me come. This was so much fun. I love the fact that we are here and I get to hug you after this. All right, guys. Please get your shots. Please wear your masks. Get your vaccinations so that you can come to Schmodown and hang out at Spectacular. It's going to be so much fun. December 4th at the Globe. Links I will add below. But you guys are the best. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. And now I get to my favorite part, awkward dance off.